The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the July 25th wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And, of course, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life happens for us. That's right. When you and I can make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We get to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, and more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone, dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got your back. All you need to do is let those fingers do the walking. You can send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question, and inside the Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, the Dow trading down 37 points, 25,205 is the print. S&P's up 7.5. NASDAQ 100 up 50 points, 0.6% to the upside. Russell 2000 just above flatline, up $1.50. Semis are up 4. Trannies are up 131 points. That's 1 2/10% to the upside. Gold's up $4. Silver's down 2 pennies. Light sweet crude up 92 cents. Leading the charge to the upside. You must be ordering a lot of food out there. Grubhub up $27. That is 25% move. That is, I believe, the #1 momentum stock inside the IBD 50. It's one of the top 5 out there. May not be the #1, but it's in that top 5. And today, maybe today, it's catapulting itself to #1. If it's not, USANA Health Sciences, USNA up $25 or 23%. If we take a look at Booking Holdings up $20, CoStar Group up $19, iRobot. Is that just the vacuum cleaner people? Probably not. But somebody's buying a lot of iRobots out there, up 22%. Nevro Corp up 33%. There's some big movers and shakers. Shakers, that'd be Northrop Grumman. That'd be $16 to the downside, down 5%. Polaris Industries down 12.5% or $15. Lithium Motors 11% to the downside, $11. Charter Communications off 10. Helios, just because you knew I wanted to say that. Helios Mathis down 41%, $8. That's taking a major haircut out there. So what do we want to do? Well, we have a couple questions that came in. The first one coming in from Greg. So Greg wanted me to take a look at my chart on the Qs. I think that might even, no, that doesn't fit into this question here. So the first chart was on the Qs because in this case here, Greg is following along with regard to the wave count that's out there, and he had a different wave count than I did. And so I'm just going to ask if I could show that chart. But while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and take the NQ chart and communicate what it's communicating to you and I. How about that? Communicate what it's communicating. Yeah, you know, I had to pay extra just to be able to speak like this. If we take a look at the NQ, Greg, what I've got here, let's just walk through it for you. I'm starting this wave count from the trading session of June 28th. I've got wave #1 on June 28th, and sometimes it's a data feed issue out there. But I'll give you the dates. That way you can go back, you can check it against your system. My first count takes place on June 29th. Then there's lower high made on July 2nd, a higher high on July 3rd. There's #2. Then my number 3 count takes place on July 10th. That's because there was a lower high on July 11th. Count number 4 takes place on July 13th. I think that might be where you and I have an issue. A lower high on the following trading session, July 16th. Number 5 takes place on July 18th out there. And then number 6 was yesterday. Number 6 was yesterday as price moved higher inside the NQ, gave it up. However, all that it was doing was testing support. You and I took a look at this yesterday and said, okay, sellers, not Peter sellers, but sellers are trying to go ahead and knock this down and confirm a topping signal, Steve's Rhodes momentum indicator signal. And the level we were looking at yesterday was 74.01. Well, that level has changed. Today, that number is 74.20 as we speak right now at 111. And what we said was if price closes above that 74.01, which it did, which was Stevie's green line, it says it's bullish. So it is not a surprise to you or I that price bounced off that and we're seeing price move higher. Will it take out the highs today? You know, and I know, Greg, you didn't ask that question, but probably not. Maybe it will, but probably not. Maybe what will happen is it'll close about here. I don't know when Facebook comes out with their earnings, but let's say one scenario is that it doesn't. It doesn't take out those highs until tomorrow or after the futures contract begins trading again, and then it gets on to wave number 7. Now, if you get a newer high today, wave number 6 extends itself. I also believe price will be moving higher with less relative energy out there. That's the NQ. We want to pay attention to the pattern, this pattern specifically inside the NQ, because of everything that it has meant in the past when it's confirmed. Yesterday, no confirmed. Close, but no cigar areno out there. Now, we took a look at the NQ, but Michael had written in, and Michael wanted to take a look at the QQQ series ETF, and he says, looks like 184 is in the cards. Inside the Qs, well, let me switch over here to the Qs. Let's go to our 3 time frame charts out here. Let's type in QQQ series ETF. So he's got 184. We're at 181.52. He started with this at 177. What do I think? I don't need to read all the other stuff out there. So the real question Mike has is, is 184 in the cards? Well, if we take a look at this long term, so the question, what Mike didn't do was give me the time frame out here, because I'll tell you, 184 in the cards. See, if those cards that you're playing as a long-term deck, I'll say, foregone conclusion. Yeah, we're going to eventually get there. Then you've got 198.38 and then 229.29. Yeah, the Qs are going to continue to move higher, substantially higher. The interesting thing is, remember all those months ago when you and I, you specifically, you said, Steve-O, if you put that NASDAQ 100, in essence, that's what Michael is trading, and you put that on a monthly time frame chart out there, let's forget the A to B equals CD. You said to me, I know that because I know I heard you say that. You said a couple of different things to me. You did. I just know that you did. Here's one of the things that you said. Did you say this? I know that you did. I think you said, you know what? Look at that long-term consolidation pattern. Let's kind of use a conservative one out here. Should we go conservative or should we go just full gang? What's that mean? You know how I came up with that 8,800 level? And that's really a foregone conclusion. What's the new level that Steve-O's got for the NASDAQ 100? Could it be 22,918? Are you kidding me? Nope, not kidding you. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Right. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Apparently, Mike Kay in the Tigers Den is the one individual that is responsible for the 26-point move inside of Grubhub today. He says he uses it daily. Grubhub. Haven't used it. Not for any other reason than just simply haven't used it. Hey, we've got another question. This came from our Tigers Den out there. And inside the Tigers Den, the question is if we could go ahead and take a look at two commodities out there. So let's go do that. Let's go take a look at Kansas City wheat out here. And right now, trading at $5.41 a bushel. And if we take a look at its TAS market profiles out here, you're going to see at this stage, and this is just taking a look at a 60, a 240, a daily, and a weekly set of profiles out here. You're going to see that today with conviction, a nice wide-ranging bar that tested and rejected the top of its daily profile. That was at 509. So this is above resistance, and it's got the freedom to run. Now, freedom to run where? If we look at the center of the weekly box, that's what I would be focused on right now. The center line is kind of, this is a bullish structured box out here. This is the weekly time frame. So as long as price trades above the 535 area, that's the weekly point of control. That's the area where both buyers and sellers feel most comfortable or fair value for this commodity utilizing that time frame. This would then say as long as price stays above that, you're looking at 580 out there. And that's the, that's really what this tells you and I in taking a look at the set of market profiles. With regard to, now I only have the continuous contract on my other system, but what this at least does, and I'm sure that this will work out the same way, this also has, prior to that 580, looking at that June 14th high. That June 14th high represents the beginning of that time to mark setup count to the downside. So that's the high there. That is priced out on the continuous contract at 558 level. I don't know what that will be on the actual contract that you're looking at, which is what, September. So I would look at that high in September and say, okay, that could also be a place or a target place of resistance and so forth. But otherwise, the daily chart looks pretty good. If we go take a look at the At the week contract here, that was also ZW was the question. Let's go ahead and pull that up, see what its market profiles are. This is going to basically show us that same breakout here. In this case, with regard to the continuous contract, though, I don't have a Tom DeMark setup count that I can use to give you a resistance zone out here. I can tell you today is going to be number 7, and probably this is in the process of making a Tom DeMark setup 9 count. That won't take place until Friday, or could take place Friday out there. But that seems like, unless this thing really sells up, kind of a foregone conclusion. So it does look to me like this is headed back into its highs. The resistance level inside of this takes you to the 562-ish area. So hopefully that helps you out with regard to what at least the TAS market profiles and Stevie's other system has for you with regard to the wheat out there. If we take a look, let me just see if there's any other questions. So make sure I answer Michael P's question, who didn't give me a time frame with regard to the 184 level out there. Yeah, Mike, I believe, and I wasn't kidding you. The Qs. Remember, we were talking about 8,800 inside the NDX 100, and people were laughing, saying, how is that going to happen out there? Well, we're really not that far away from that happening. You are in the NDX 7451. It's only 1,400 points. It's a drop in the bucket. Now, why will that happen? Why? I ask you, why will that happen? Well, it'll happen because that's where the money is flowing. Now, if we go check and see where the money is flowing right now, is that giving us that type of confirmation out here? When I say money is flowing, I'm referring to euros, yen, and pounds out here. It's only the euros that are, in essence, confirming that move. This is where you and I take a look at, hey, wait, this is that time where we, hello, who's there? And we answer that question with, where's the money flowing? Yeah, that's the segment that we are in right now. And so there's nothing here that shows any kind of market sell-off. You've got folks that are trading the NQ, and that's what we're looking at. So we're looking at the equity futures contract, looking at a 5-hour time frame chart, just to get plenty of data in here. And you can see that those folks that are trading the NQ in pounds, they're looking for price to hit that resistance level of about 56.85, and you clear that on their desk. They're saying, okay, momentum to the upside. But the reason that'll happen is just simply because of where the flow of cash is. You might say, Steve-O, how do you know that is where cash is flowing? Well, one of the ways that we can take a look at that is just by asking Bob. I know you're asking Steve, but I'm saying I'm asking Bob. Bob, what's going on around the world? Well, we can take a look at the bullish or bearish system that Stevie created out here, not just using the exact same set of tools that led to these number 1 rankings in the S&P and gold. I've moved up into the number 3 slot for Treasury bonds out there. So it's just using these sets of tools out here. And if we take a look at what's going on around the world, and you look at the daily time frame, and you're just looking for things that are bullish out here, you can see just on a daily process that says, well, go look at Canada, go look at India, go look at Israel, go look at Mexico, go look at Russia, go look at Saudi Arabia, go look at Switzerland, go look at Taiwan, go look at Australia out there. It says don't go look at Italy, don't go look at South Korea, don't look at the UK, maybe peek at China, maybe peek at Hong Kong, maybe. Doesn't say go there, just to start peeking at it. Maybe peek at Japan, maybe look at Poland, maybe look at Singapore, maybe look at Spain out there. No, it says don't look at Spain. That's in a strong bearish mode out there. South Africa just consolidating at the bottoms. It says Brazil, well, maybe on a daily basis. France, maybe. Might be finishing its bearish type move. Germany, maybe. But take a look at the U.S. Look at the Qs, the diamonds, the IWM, the SPYs out here. Daily basis, a breakout bull. What's that mean? You're above all resistance, Mike. That's the reason why 184. Who knows where the Qs might head to. The diamonds, bullish. Bullish just says you've got some resistance up at the top. The Russell 2000, it's in a consolidation mode out there, consolidating bull pattern out here, and the SPYs actually are in a breakout bullish mode as we speak right now. So you and I can look at all of these and understand where is money flowing out here. When you take a look at the daily, the weekly, and the monthly out here, you can see that Now, the difference between a box that's green and one that is white out here, it's just dealing with the length of time. If it's green or pink, it is just simply been in place, this signal for 5 weeks or 5 time periods or less. Days would be 5 days, weeks 5 weeks, months would be 5 months out there. And so, you know, if you try to look overseas and find those same type of bullish signals, Taiwan has one, Australia has one, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Russia, the guys that are responsible for starting the next third world war out there, because we're just going to pick a fight with them. I'm not going to pick a fight with them, but basically our media is going to go ahead and pick a fight with them. Anyways, enough about that. It's really all about the flow of cash. And I know there's a question for me to go take a look at SXCP. So when we come back from this break, that was for Mike K. And that's for our Grubhub guy. Let's go take a look at SXCP. And then let's go see what the media really knows. What kind of BS before Steve shared with you the facts about what tariffs mean or don't mean. And rising interest rates, what they really mean. Some people say the markets are going to crash.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live, and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
TigerTV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. TigerTV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're looking at SunCoke Energy Partners, SXCP, out here. And as we take a look at this for Mike K in the Tigers Den, our Grubhub guy, Mike, what it did today, it formed a brand new profile. And what you can see is you've got a nice wide-ranging bar. About 192,000 shares have traded hands right now. And so It was nice that it's a bullish message when a new profile forms and price is above that level, which it was, but price came back and in essence tested it. Didn't get all the way down there to the tick. 1533 is the top of the box. 1535 is where it got down to. Hey, for your work, for my work, okay, this is better than government work out here. That's considered a nice bullish test out there. So price came back to what could have been resistance. It has proven to be support. So I know you're in from the 15s. I'd say you want to certainly see this stay above 1533, 1505 in looking at this chart. When the week comes to an end, what you'd really like to see is price close above 1629. So you're at 1633 right now. If you're wondering, hey, why did price struggle as it moved higher? Why has it backed off just a bit? It's because that's where the snipers are set up on a weekly basis here. So inside the weekly time frame chart, we can take a look at the top of that box. 1629 is the number. Bullish structured box. So once price got above 1514, that said, hey, buyers were going to try to push price up to that level. Well, they've done that. So I don't know what your time frame horizon is, what you're looking for. I don't see a reason to bail necessarily, but I don't know if it was just a trade. If it was just a trade, we'd be saying tighten up that stop. I'd tell you, hey, 41 cents is the average true range out there. So you have to expect to your longer term. So longer term, what you want to see take place this week is a close above 1629. If that happens, then that suggests, okay, 1846 might be the target. The monthly chart here, shows that consolidation in essence that it's in from 22 down to as low as 1380 out there. If I look at this other chart, Stevie's other tools out here, hey, all you need to also know is that today was a test of Stevie's red line out there. Now, today's test was just a test to prove to you that support held. Hasn't gotten into a bullish mode. That won't happen until we see Stevie's red line turn to green out there. And you can see over on the left-hand side just simply a wall of worry. So don't expect that or be surprised if you're to see this thing continue breaking out with wide-ranging bars to the upside. Because you've got a lot of folks, I don't know how many exactly, but to tell you the truth, you had 758,000 and 450,000 and then 584,000 shares of traded hands during 3-day period where price went from 1815 down to a low of 1515. That's a pretty big smack to the downside. And many of those traders, maybe you've never done this, but I used to do this when I didn't use stops. I used to just say, please. I used to make a deal with the trading gods out there as if they really cared. They did care. They were saying, hey, use stops next time and we'll see what we can do. And that deal you make, if you just get back all or most of my cash, I'm out of this thing. Yeah. So that's what you're up against, a bunch of those folks that are in there. So best of luck with that trade, and that was ticker symbol SXCP out there. Now, you're going to hear it here. You've heard it before. You're going to take a look at the data. I'm just going to share with you the data. Look, everybody's motivated to fulfill whatever their outcome is. So you've got to ask yourself, well, okay, Steve, oh yeah, I believe that. We all have our own agenda, so to speak, our own outcome. So you got to say, well, shoot, if that's the case, what's this guy's outcome? My outcome is just simply to give you the facts. Okay, because the majority of the folks that are on the air, and that covers all the major channels out there, all of them aren't really giving you the facts. Here, so let's do this. Let me give you the facts with regard to tariffs. If we go back in history, because we can go back to periods of time where the tariffs were going all over the place. When I say all over the place, I mean we're going back to 1897. 1897. You probably didn't know this, but the Dingley Act of July 24th, 1987, that raised tariffs in the U.S. That was to counteract the Wilson-Gorman Tariff Act of 1894. I know you're sitting there saying, are you kidding me, Steve? We're going to go look at history. Yeah, because we don't want history to be a mystery. Because there are a lot of people that said, this tariff stuff, this thing is going to cause the markets to crater, to crash, and all that kind of stuff. Hey, look, it didn't end there. 1897, that went all the way into the time period of 1909. 1909, you had the Payne-Aldrich Tariff Act out there, and that raised tariffs above the Dingley Act. That took place shortly after William Taft's inauguration out there. Now, if we just are taking a look at the bottom area of this chart out here, No bear markets that started out here. There were some corrections along the way, and I'll tell you what pattern was present before those corrections took place. But what we basically saw was a fairly large consolidation out here. In fact, if you think that having tariffs is going to go ahead and is going to just crush these markets, then let's go take a look at September 9th, 1913. You know what happened on September 9th, 1913? It's costing you money each and every day. Yeah, that's called when they reinstituted the income tax. Yeah, they sure did. But there was also the Underwood-Simmons Tariff Act. That was passed on September 9th, 1913. Now, I like September 9th. That's the day I was born. I did not realize that I was responsible, or the date that I was born, was responsible for the mere income taxes that you and everybody. So I've got to apologize for that. I thought, I always thought tax day was April 15th. My son was born on April 15th out there. So I'm just kind of like, I really? But in any event, September 9th, 1913, that established the lowest tariff rate since 1857. Did the markets take off right from there? No. In fact, we just simply saw this consolidation just simply continue. So consolidations, which, by the way, believe it or not, is the market condition that we are in, especially when it's referring to the Dow. Because, and this is taking a look at the Dow out here. So are tariffs going to be the thing that crush our markets out here? No, I don't think so. They're really not. A lot of people have blamed, and I've heard this during the tariff talk out here, that tariffs are going to, that tariffs caused the crash in 1929. Tariffs caused that. Now, that's an interesting thing out there because those weren't put in place, those being the Smoot-Hawley tariffs, until June of 1930, June 17th to be exact out there. Well after the actual top and well after the crash and well after the bear market began out there. So when you hear that stuff on TV, I just want you to look at the screen and say, that is absolute BS. Before Steve shared with you the exact dates, what really took place inside of the Dow out there. And then there are people that are going to tell you that, oh my goodness, we're going to have tariff wars out here. They like to call war, right? If they didn't call it a war, it's no war, folks. But if they didn't call it a war out there, it maybe wouldn't get such a priority. Look, here's one thing that I can share with you. And I know this for certain, that before the beginning of every single bear market that has ever existed inside of the Dow, a Rhodes momentum indicator signal has formed. It did here in 1929. It's been doing this for the last 130 years. It did this before the 87 crash. It did this at the top in 2000. It did this at the top in 2007. We know what to look for. We don't care about tariff schmariff. We haven't even talked about rising interest rates out there. You really think that that's going to cause the market to crash? And we're in a bear market right now? Blasphemy.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. The Taz Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the Taz Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Taz Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. By the way, that September 9th, 1913 date when they reinstituted the income taxes, just to put it in a little bit of perspective out there, the rate was 1%. And you know how many people, the rate was 1%. It was gradually higher for some high income. Back then, of course, in dollars, you can't compare that to today's dollars out here, but you can compare it to the statistic. The people that paid that were, I think the single taxpayer was for income above $3,000, and the joint was above $4,000. Of course, at that stage, it was primarily one income working, person per family out there. And so, in any event out there. Oh, and by the way, less than 1% of the total population paid that tax of 1% out there. Slightly different than what we have going on right now. Now, look, let's just make sure that, long-time listeners already know this stuff. They already know this about the tariffs. They know this about interest rates. But with regard to interest rates and whether they are going to derail the markets and they're going to cause some kind of top out there, the next time you hear that, run from that person that's telling you. Because what in the Sam heck are they actually looking at? Are they just regurgitating somebody else's, what, two initials I would like to use right there? Because I think that they are. Look, the bottom line is the bottom of this panel is the S&P 500. And we go back to plenty of times in history when the U.S. when rates were moving higher. We could take a look at the 10-year and the 5-year. The 10-year is the top panel. The center panel is the 5-year. You can see plenty of times when rates are moving higher and when the stock market is also moving higher. So don't believe for 1 second that just because the FOMC is raising their short-term rates out here, the Fed's fund rate, that the markets are going to go ahead and crater and move lower. The facts do not support that kind of BS. Before Steve could share with you this information out there, there is only one thing that's going to form that's going to tell us about a nice little market top out there. Remember, corrections happen on an annual basis over the last century, at least once a year, which we've already had our correction once a year. We didn't get one last year, so we were overdue for that. The reality is, with regard to the Dow, let's do this. Let me move over to this worksheet here. Let me put up a chart for the Dow. Let's put up where's the daily time frame chart? Come on here. Well, let's take this chart here. Let's go take a look at, let's get rid of the wheat chart. Let's go put the Dow up here so we can just take a look at it. We'll do it together. But a Rhodes momentum indicator signal will be present before the beginning of any bear market that's going to happen inside of the Dow. We'll use the Dow as the real big thing out there. And if we take a look at this is our current daily chart out here. The daily chart happens to show where that Tom DeMark setup count took place. That's the high of June 13th. We can see that price, it looks to me like that's where price is headed to. That's going to be the high of June 13th. That may be resistance out there, maybe, may not be. But there's the daily time frame chart. If we change this to, do you see a Rhodes momentum indicator signal? The answer is no. If we look at the weekly time frame, do you see that signal? No. Was there one present when the market made its top out here on January 26th on a weekly basis? The answer is no. It's not there. There's no bear market that has started. We're just simply in this consolidation. And look, granted, the tariff talk and so forth may be attributable, may be a result of, or maybe we're seeing the result of that, which is a consolidation. That's what we can see when we take a look at historically out there. And how long this consolidation is going to last, I don't know. But the consolidation inside of the Dow could last for a while. If I look at the monthly time frame chart, do we have a Rhodes momentum indicator signal? The answer is no. But don't pay attention to Stevie's red line or green line on a monthly basis, because this one I'd have to change a setting in order to get that line. The daily basis number is correct. 25,042.50. Let's just call it 25,042 out there. That's the key level of support on any kind of pullback inside of the Dow out there. So hopefully that just, because if you could get your mind straight there, maybe that'll assist you with regard to how you're going to analyze the market and really not listen to the garbage that gets continually fed to you and I out there. All right, no questions that have come in. Inside the from my email system. Nothing that has come in inside the Tiger's Den, although Tucker says gold is moving higher again. So, Tucker, let's go look at gold. Let's go take a look at gold, see what it's got to do out here to convince you or I that it means something right now. Now, let me do this here. I'm taking a look at gold. Give me 1 second here to pull up the gold contract. We're going to look at gold in a couple of different ways. All right, Tuck? We're going to do that. First, let's look at the current existing contract out here. And, oh, we can't do that. We can't, because we've got Rich in Oregon who's calling. Rich, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today? Rich, do we have you? Looks like we lost Rich. Rich, call back. You'll get straight through. And because I don't know if what you wanted to talk about was natural gas or something else out there. But please call back, and I'll make sure that we go straight to you. In the meantime, let's go take a look at Goldilocks. So you've got gold trading out at 1231, 1231.90 to be exact out here. Oh, I didn't want this chart. I wanted to use a different chart. I'm going to go ahead and use this chart. Now, this chart here would say to you and I, Tucker, another bullish candle that looks to be forming today. Of course, that's going to be easy because yesterday's candle was a nice little doji. But we can see that price is again above Stevie's red line out there. Now, what that says is that price could or should make a move up to that Tom DeMark short-term trend line. That's from the trading day of July 11th, and that's the high of 1257.30. That becomes a target. We can see that the same way that the Dow has always, did I say always? I mean always, the pattern that has existed before the beginning of every bear market also works for us at bottoms. It's a beautiful pattern and signal out here. If you want to really learn more about it, then subscribe to Mastering Probability. You'll get 2 workshops that immediately get onto your members page and so on and so forth. But let's go back to Rich. Rich is on the line. Rich, thanks for calling back. Much appreciated. How are you today?
Good, Steve. Before we get cut off again, I was calling about Nova Gold.
Nova Gold. Great. Okay. So and Nova Gold is, what's the ticker symbol on that?
N is in Nancy, G is in gold.
Nancy Gold. Okay, Nancy Gold. All right, so tell us what you're doing and how I can help you.
Well, since no one wants to buy gold anymore, and they only want to buy Ethereum or some other Ether thing, I just noticed with Nova Gold on July 17th, if you'll look at the volume.
Yes, I see that. What's behind that move of 18 million shares? Do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Right.
I mean, that's a, go ahead.
it was a huge spike in volume, and it looked.
So
I don't know.
Sure.
It didn't do that much to the price, but out of the gold mining stocks, Nova Gold seems to have been hanging in there better than some.
Sure. So let's do this, Rich. We're about to go to a break. We're going to come back. Hopefully you can hang on. Maybe one of our guys or gals, the Tigers Den, know what all that volume was in Nova Gold behind the trading day of July 17th. But either way, we'll go look at some support and resistance levels inside of Nova Gold, ticker symbol NG. We'll be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's TigerTV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back. So, Rich, are you in Nova Gold right now? Looking to get in it? Tell me where you're at from a trade or investment standpoint.
Well, I'm looking to get into it, but I'm hesitant just because of the way that gold miners and the gold market have been acting.
Yeah, I'm with you there. If we take a look at Nova Gold right now, we just simply forget about that volume day out there. We just look at price and what it's doing. Today, right now, it's just consolidating between $4.30 and $4.55. That's the bottom and top of its TAS market profile out there. So no breakout today. Volume last time up here on July 19th was 1.1 million shares. You're at less than half of that as we speak right now, so it's not as if it's pushing into a swing area with volume. So that makes sense to maybe not do anything just yet. If I take a look at the correlation specifically between Nova Gold and the gold contract, all the bars that are above zero show you that there's a direct correlation. I'm using a short-term time frame on this, so this is like a 5-day time period out here. So this shows that it's really well correlated, which means that we really need to get the a confirmation of gold forming a bottom. Before you had called, we were talking, or I was beginning to talk about gold, and it's giving us these nice RMI signals out here. But in order for that to occur, and that's where price is pushing lower, doing less relative energy out there, and gives us a bullish candle, which it has done, and price is trading above Stevie's red line. The problem is that in order to really prove itself to you, what it needs to do is it needs to be able to close at least inside the daily profile. So the number to be looking at is 1238.70. If price closes above there, Nova Gold probably will run higher as gold runs up to 1257. But right now it's rejected that 1238.70, and I think you're right. Just step aside for the time being. Wait for gold to prove itself to you and I that it's ready to make a run higher. Okay, my friend?
And one other question, Steve. I look at the Vickers insider trading chronology.
Okay.
Do you use that in your analysis at all?
I don't, but and the show is over. I apologize.
All right.
But the answer to your question is I don't. I just use patterns. All right.
Okay.
Hey, thanks so much for calling. Hey, folks, stay tuned. David White's up next. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and we'll see you on a terrific Thursday.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.